Chapter 1. The Call of the Spirit. Close your eyes and listen. Listen closely to the cold, unyielding silence of the ancient dojo. Within these weathered walls, a harsh truth echoes. A truth that the soft, flickering lights of modern comfort desperately try to drown out. Hear it now. The world does not pity the weak. Nature has no tears for the fallen, and time has no mercy for those who surrender to their own shadows. History is written by the resolute. It remembers only those who refuse to break, those who chose to forge an iron spirit within the white-hot fires of adversity. Look at your hands. Look at your life. Is this the existence of a warrior or the slow decay of a man who has forgotten his strength? This is not just a lesson. It is a sacred summons, a thunderous call to awaken the sleeping giant, the silent warrior that has been buried deep within your soul by years of convenience. The path of the sword is narrow, and the climb is steep. The question is not if you can, but if you are finally ready to answer. Are you ready to rise? Chapter 2. The Poison of Comfort. Behold the modern world, a golden cage built with the bricks of convenience. It whispers to you that you have done enough, that you deserve to rest, to hide from the cold. But listen to the wisdom of the blade. Comfort is a slow, silent poison. It is the rust that devours the steel long before the battle even begins. A sword kept in a silk scabbard, never tasting the air, eventually forgets its edge. Is that what you have become? A dull blade, polished on the outside but brittle within. The soft bed and the warm fire are the enemies of the spirit. They dull the senses and cloud the mind, making you a slave to your own desires. In the ancient days, a warrior sought the mountain peak and the freezing waterfall. Not because he hated life, but because he knew that true strength is only forged where the air is thin and the water is ice. Stop seeking the path of least resistance. Every time you choose ease over effort, you are feeding the weak man within you. Examine your surroundings. Are they building a fortress for your soul or a tomb for your potential? Break the chains of comfort. Step out into the cold. For only in the struggle will you rediscover the man you were meant to be. Chapter 3. The Temptation of the Shadow. Every warrior faces two enemies, the one with the steel blade and the one within his own mind. The shadow is not a monster that roars. It is a whisperer that calls you to rest. It tells you that you have sacrificed enough, that your scars are too deep, that the world is too heavy to carry. It is the voice of the quitter, masquerading as the voice of reason. Do you hear it? The temptation to be ordinary? In the dead of night, when the dojo is cold, the shadow asks you, why continue? But remember the law of the Ronin. To listen to the shadow is to begin your own funeral. A weak man treats his fears as truths. A warrior treats them as ghosts, illusions that vanish when met with the light of action. The shadow wants you to stay in the valley where it is safe. It fears the mountain because it cannot survive the climb. Do not negotiate with your weakness. Do not give the shadow a seat at your table. Your potential is a fire, and the shadow is the mist that seeks to drown it. Look past the illusion. Grip your purpose with both hands, for the only way to kill the shadow is to outshine it with your discipline. Chapter 4. The Death of the Ego. A full cup cannot receive new tea. A heart full of ego cannot receive true wisdom. Before you can build the man of iron, you must first burn the man of straw. The ego is a glass armor. It looks magnificent, but it shatters at the first touch of reality. It tells you that you are already great, that you have nothing left to learn, that the world owes you respect. But the path of the samurai begins with a bow. To bow is to admit that you are a student of life, that you are still unfinished. The bamboo that is hollow and flexible survives the typhoon, while the tall, stiff oak is snapped in two. Do not be the oak that breaks from its own pride. Be the bamboo that bends in humility. Kill your need to be right, your need to be noticed, and your need to be praised. True power is not a crown you wear for others to see. It is a fire you keep hidden within, burning only for your purpose. When you kill the ego, you kill the fear of failure. Because a man who has nothing to prove has everything to achieve. Let your pride die today, so that your potential may finally live. Chapter 5. The Forge of Discipline. A sword is not born, it is forged. It is beaten, burned, and folded 1,000 times before it ever sees the sun. Discipline is that fire. It is the relentless hammer that separates the iron from the dross. Without it, you are but a cold piece of metal, lifeless, purposeless, and easily broken. Do not mistake motivation for discipline. Motivation is a flickering candle. It dies in the wind. But discipline is the furnace. It burns when you are tired, when you are broken, and when the world is silent. To follow the path of Zanshin is to embrace the heat. It is to do what must be done, exactly when it must be done, especially when you feel like doing nothing at all. The hammer does not apologize to the steel for the pain it causes. It knows that every strike is a gift of strength. Stop waiting for the perfect moment to start. The fire is ready. The anvil is waiting. Will you remain as raw iron, or will you surrender yourself to the forge? Embrace the sweat, the repetition, and the absolute consistency of the warrior. For in the fire of discipline, your true self is finally born. Chapter 6. The Truth of Pain. Pain is the only honest teacher in a world of lies. It does not flatter you. It does not lie to your face. It tells you exactly where you are weak and where you must grow. Do not flee from the burn in your lungs or the ache in your muscles. These are not signs of defeat. They are the birth pains of a new man. A warrior does not pray for a life without pain. He prays for the heart to endure it. When the cold wind bites and the journey feels endless, remember, smooth seas never made a skilled sailor, and an easy life never made a strong warrior. To embrace the struggle is to invite greatness to sit at your table. If it doesn't challenge you, it cannot change you. Stop running towards the exit and start running towards the fire. Because when you stop fearing the pain, you stop being a slave to your own comfort. True strength is found exactly where you want to quit. The truth is simple. If you want to be more, you must be willing to endure more. Embrace the burn, for it is the only way to light the path forward. Chapter 7. Stillness amidst the storm. The word is a whirlpool of noise, but a warrior is the unmoving rock at its center. True mastery is not the absence of chaos. It is the presence of stillness within it. When the winds of life howl and the waves of emotion crash against you, do you shatter like glass? Or do you stand firm like the mountain? A weak man is a leaf in the wind, reacting to every insult, every failure, and every fear. But the samurai practices Fudoshin, the immovable mind. It is the ability to keep your hands steady on the hilt while the world burns around you. Anger is a weakness masquerading as strength. Fear is a shadow masquerading as a wall. Look past them. Breathe into the center of the storm. Control your breath, and you control your fate. The sharpest blade is forged in fire. but it is tempered in stillness. If you cannot find peace in the heat of the battle, you will never find victory in the end. Stop letting the world dictate your pulse. Be the silence that follows the strike. Be the mountain that outlasts the storm. Chapter 8. The tiger does not boast of its claws, and the mountain does not proclaim its height. Only the weak feel the need to roar to prove they are dangerous. True strength does not seek an audience. It does not need the applause of the crowd to exist. Are you a warrior of words or a warrior of the blade? Stop announcing your plans to the world. Stop seeking validation for every small victory. The more you speak of your goals, the less energy you have to achieve them. A samurai moves in silence, for he knows that noise is a leak in his power. Let your discipline be your only testimony. Let your results be the thunder that follows your silent lightning. True mastery is found in the dark, where no one is watching, where the only witness is your own soul. If you need someone to see you work, you aren't working for yourself. You are working for their shadow. Kill the desire to be noticed. Embrace the beauty of the unseen effort. Be the predator that strikes before it is ever heard. Silence is the ultimate weapon. Use it to build a life that speaks for itself. Chapter 9. The Warrior's Legacy. A warrior does not exist for himself alone. He is the shield for the weak and the light for those in darkness. Your discipline is not a private treasure. It is a legacy you carve into the stone of time. When you fall, what will remain? Will it be the echoes of your excuses or the strength of your character? Every drop of sweat, every hour of silent struggle is a gift to those who will follow in your footsteps. Your children, your brothers, and your people. They are watching you, even when you think you are alone. To live like a weak man is to betray your bloodline. To live like a warrior is to honor it. True immortality is not living forever. It is building something that will. Your spirit is a flame that can light 1,000 other torches. Do not let it flicker out in the winds of mediocrity. Be the standard that others aspire to reach. Be the mountain that protects the valley. Your life is the only book the world will ever read about your soul. Write it with the ink of iron and the brush of honor. Build a name that commands respect, even in your absence. Build a legacy that outlives your breath. Chapter 10. The Awakening of Zanshin. The strike has landed, the battle is won, but the warrior remains. This is Zanshin. Most men fail because they celebrate too early. They let their guard down the moment the goal is reached. But the true master knows that the end of one journey is simply the preparation for the next. Zanshin is the spirit that remains, an unbroken thread of awareness that connects every action of your life. It is the way you put your sword back in its scabbard. It is the way you breathe when no one is attacking. If your discipline only exists when you are being watched, you have not yet awakened. True Zanshin is practicing excellence in the smallest, most invisible moments. It is the integrity of your soul when the lights are off. Do not let your victory become your undoing. Do not let success make you soft. Keep your eyes sharp, your heart calm, and your spirit ready. For a warrior, there is no final destination, only a continuous path of refinement. Wake up to the presence of now. Live with the intensity of a dying flame, yet the stillness of a deep lake. This is the awakening. This is Zanshin. Chapter 11. The Path of Return. Every sunset is a reminder that beauty can fade, but every sunrise is a decree that strength can be reborn. Perhaps you have fallen. Perhaps you have let the shadow win for a season. But the way of the warrior is not a straight line. it is a series of returns. Do not drown in the shame of your past failures. Shame is a weight that only keeps you anchored in the mud. True honor is found in the moment you decide to stand up again, to brush off the dust of defeat and to grip your purpose once more. Your weakness was a lesson, not a life sentence. The fire of the forge is always burning for those who are brave enough to step back into the heat. Every morning you wake up is a chance to be reborn in iron. Do not wait for a new year or a new moon. Start now, in the cold light of this very moment. Your potential did not die. It only waited for your will to return. The path is still there, beneath your feet, waiting for the first step of a man who refuses to stay down. Rise from the ashes of who you were. Become the man you were always meant to be. Chapter 12. The Kingdom of Zanshin. The mountain does not move, yet it reaches the heavens. The blade does not speak, yet it commands respect. This is the world you are building, the Kingdom of Zanshin. It is not a place on a map, it is the fortress of your own soul. From this moment, you are no longer a leaf in the wind. You are the wind itself. Go forth and live with the intensity of a warrior who knows his time is limited, yet with the calm of a mountain that knows no age. Let every step be a strike, and every breath be a prayer of discipline. The world of the weak is behind you. The path of the iron spirit is before you. Do not look back. Do not hesitate. Be unshakable. Be unrelenting. Be Zanshin. Your journey has only just begun. Rise, refine, repeat, until the man you were is but a shadow of the man you have become. Stay focused. Stay disciplined. Farewell, warrior.